Why does search engine optimization take so much time? This question comes up a lot because people think that you just have to make a couple changes to the website itself and you'll be at the top of Google. In fact, I can't tell you how many times I've had clients contact me a week into starting to do work with them, or they download a book that I've written or something about getting to the top of Google, and then they send me a letter and say, I've been at this for 30 days, why am I not number one? Well, look, if you're trying to rank number one for, let's just use a term like diamonds or faucets or cameras or some other big term that lots of other companies are competing for. It takes time because I've used this analogy before, but you're entering the race late in the game. So, imagine a race, right? A marathon, let's say. And let's say you're 2 hours late to that marathon. Well, now you're going to have to run that much faster to catch up to the pack. And that pack is 2 hours ahead of you. So you've got to work for or run for 2 hours just to get to where they are, and they've already gone a little bit further down that race. So you have to think about this as it takes time because you're constantly dealing with people ahead of you and people behind you riding your coattails trying to compete for that same term. And so the work that those people have done, they've built a barrier of entry for you to have to beat to get ahead of them or to get with them in the competitive space. So it takes time to catch up to your competitors, and then it sometimes takes even more time to beat your competitors to the top. And then what a lot of people think is that, well, once I'm there, I can just sit back and rest on my laurels. But the reality is that when you're number one for a term on Google, especially a high value term, the work doesn't stop. It actually has to increase when you get to number one because you'll have so many people trying to beat you to number one that you can't just give up and stop. So it takes time because there's more to it than just fixing your website. There's a content creation portion of this that has to be done. Press releases have to be written, articles have to be written, videos have to be made. Content has to be made and has to be distributed on the internet that links back to you. And in a lot of cases, a lot of content has to be made, or some really good content has to be made, and it can take a really long time for that content to get picked up and for your website to get noticed versus your competitors.